As an Android developer, you need to have a great understanding about your Android Studio and your working environment because it really boosts your productivity and make you professional in your job. Additionally, it makes the job much easier if you know the right tool for your debugging task. In today's video, I want to reveal 4 powerful tools can boost your productivity, plus 2 bonus tips to customize your workspace to make the life even easier. So let's dive in to make the coding more enjoyable and efficient. The first tool I would like to reveal, which is my favorite, it's called App Inspection. This tool is more related to the background operation, for example, database, network, and background tasks. So here we have 3 tasks. First tab is called Database Inspector. If your application has a database, you simply can see your app databases. For example, in this case, we can see Sunflower database and all the tables in it. And even you can see all the data and modify them. The interesting thing is you can modify your data and see the changes in your emulator. For example, here I changed this name field, Mango to Mango 2, and here you can see it has changed. That's so cool. So the next one, the second tab in App Inspection, it's called Network Inspector, which is a great tool for debugging your API calls. You can have an overview on that to see the URL and the type and seeing the response and even the request, and if there is any header you want to check and all the information about that API call. The second tab you want to have a look on that, it's called Background Task Inspector. It's a great tool to debug your background task. For example, you have workers in your application and you want to see the status, and you see the status is succeed, for example, and the frequency, and if you have defined any constraint and all the information related to that. That's quite handy to have. You know that UI implementation is crucial for Android development, and for that we need to have a powerful tool for debugging. Layout Inspector is the tool. In the recent versions of Android Studio in embedded in emulator section, and you can just toggle on that and you can see the Layout Inspector and all the information about UI implementation. Assuming you implemented your screen with Jetpack Compose, you can see the recomposition happening on the UI with this blue color, and you can also see the recomposition count with toggling these show recomposition count and the options. You can see it here for debugging purposes. For example, you implemented a list with Jetpack Compose and it's a bit laggy. You need to debug what's the problem exactly. One of the potential fixes could be checking the recomposition count. With Layout Inspector, you can navigate down to the component tree and finding the right component to fix that issue. And simply you can fix your recomposition issue if there is any. Another productivity tool I want to mention, it's called App Quality Insight. You're already familiar with Firebase Crashlytics, right? It's another tool you can integrate with your Android application to report all the issues related to your application. App Quality Insight brought all those information in the Firebase Crashlytics panel right into the Android Studio, and it made it easier for us to have access to those data. And while you're checking the stack trace of issue, it let you navigate to the exact line where the issue has happened. The next tool, which is very famous, it's called Android Profiler. It's a very powerful tool for debugging performance issues. You may already know that, but I just wanted to mention that as a refresher. With Android Profiler, you can see how much resources has been used by your app to find the potential issues like memory leak. That's all I wanted to share with you. Hope it's been useful so far. As I promised, I have 2 bonus tips as well to make your life even more easier. The first tip is about toolbar customization. If you're using the new UI of Android Studio, you can see some changes and you can move around these actions on top. You can customize your toolbar by simply right-click on that and select the customize toolbar action. And then here you can see all the actions available in your toolbar. For example, I don't want to these search anywhere action here. I just remove that, and I want to have these git branching to be on the left side, and yeah, you can see it's just changed and search action is just disappeared. That's quite helpful to modify these actions if you want to have access to specific actions quicker. The second bonus tip is called Scratch File. Android Studio has a thing it's called Scratch File, and you can just simply search and it gives you an option to create a file outside of your Git repository. And just for some reason you want to have for example, a JSON file, and you want to paste the JSON file there to have a look on that, and you can have very separate file here or you want to try out a Kotlin code in a separate Kotlin file, and you simply create a new Scratch file which is a Kotlin file, and you can just write down your code, and you can try out writing Kotlin code standalone separate from your original project, and sometimes it's quite handy. As you see, Scratch files support many formats like C, C++, CMake, Groovy, HTML, Java, everything, and you can have access to them very quickly because they are right into your directory tab, and in the Scratches and consoles you can see the files you created, but they are not in your Git repository. That's it for today. I'm Ali from the Otaku channel. Hope you found these Android productivity tips useful. And if you have any other tips, please share it with us in the comment section. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Otaku channel for more Android videos.